Hi everyone, welcome back to Deep Revelations. This is Giselle, and today I'm going to talk about the wisdom of a centurion. This is also recorded as the faith of the centurion, because I'm not just going to talk about his wisdom, but I'm also going to talk about the faith that was drawn from his wisdom. But firstly, before I talk about the faith, let me first highlight about the wisdom that he carried. As we talk about it, let's read a little bit from Matthew chapter 8, verse 5 up to 13. It says that when Jesus had entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him asking for help. "Lord," he said, "my servant lies at home paralyzed, suffering terribly." Jesus said to him, "Shall I come and heal him?" The centurion replied, "Lord, I do not deserve to have you come under my roof, but just say the word and my servant will be healed." Imagine this level of faith. Now, let's keep reading. "For myself, I'm a man under authority with soldiers under me. I tell this one, go, and he goes, and that one, come, and he comes. I say to my servant, do this, and he does it." When Jesus heard this, he was amazed and said to those following him, "Truly I tell you, I have not found anyone in Israel with such faith." Now, when we look at this centurion had issues like he had a man paralyzed in his home. And then he was driven by that, and that's why he went to seek for Jesus. So you can imagine that him going to seek for Jesus, he already had a level of faith that drove him to go and seek for Jesus. It's like the same thing that happens to us as Christians. When you know that you're going through a hard time, there's a level of faith that takes you from that time and be like, let me go and seek for help. And that help comes from where? From the Lord. And this is also a level of faith. But not only that, like when he told Jesus his issues, Jesus replied to him, "Shall I come and heal him?" Jesus was asking. And I was like, I can imagine that probably Jesus asked him this question to test his faith, to see if he tells him, yes, come. But this centurion guy, because he was a soldier with authority, he had authority. He knew that he could send someone from one place and do another thing just by saying a word. So he knew that him being in authority, there's power in authority. He had that wisdom because he lived that life experience. So he could really easily grasp the wisdom that comes from that life experience. He chose to tell Jesus, he was like, okay, if I came to this man for him to heal my servant, it's because he probably also has authority. And he's like, okay, now, since I'm also a man of authority, I do this usually in my life. And I believe that you can also do this with your word. You can send forth your word and your word will heal my servant. You don't have to come under my roof. And it was like, me, I don't even deserve your presence. And this probably came from the life experience of where he had, because, some soldiers with higher ranks and those with lesser ranks, they have so much respect for one another. There's so much honor for one another. So they know that even if you come to my house, that would be so much like a huge deal. So that's why he treated himself as like, I'm under you. Imagine those revelations that he had. But but I wanted to highlight this. He had those revelations from his life experience as a soldier with authority. Now he understood that even Jesus himself has also authority to heal him without being physically there. So I'm here to encourage each one of you that don't take for granted your life experiences, because your life experiences is where God is going to reveal himself to you. It's the same thing that will give you wisdom that will one day be used by God when you're in a chaotic moment. So don't just take for granted any moment, whether it's bad or good. Everything is happening for your good. Everything, God will bring them together and will create a story that you will look at and be like, wow, I'm amazed. So don't give up on living a life that you're living. Keep doing good. Keep following the lead of the Holy Spirit as he tells you, do this, do that, or follow this. And I want to highlight with this one thing that you can't follow the lead of the Holy Spirit if you don't have the relationship with Christ. Christ came to die for us so that we may have that relationship with the Holy Spirit, with the helper that he left us, even when he's gone. So I'm encouraging each one of you. If there's anyone on this platform who hasn't given their life to Christ, please do it right now. I will leave a prayer in the description box below. Read it in your heart and pray it in your heart, believing it and confess everything with your mouth, and you shall be saved. And you shall start to have that fellowship with the Holy Spirit, the one where He guides you and shows you the things to do and what not to do, where He increases your faith, where He gives you wisdom, where He explains everything which is happening around you, and you get to see the goodness of God in everything which is happening to you. And you get to see God in everything. Thank you. That was the message for today. Have a blessed week. Bye.